This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the official opening press conference for yourself. Chris versus Masternak goes down on the 10th of December, Sunday night. First of all, how are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. Just had that press conference. I don't think anyone was expecting tables being thrown or anything nearly like that, but Masternak, as you said, probably your most well-rounded opponent and a good, tough first defence for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter, and I think people, outside of boxing might not really know him, but he's so well-rounded. Everything he does really, really well, and he's so tough, and he's, he come up short against Tony Bellew, but in a 7-5 fight in terms of rounds, and Tony had a really good last round, so it was so close. And obviously what Tony went on to achieve, winning world titles, beating David Haye, etc., up at heavyweight. So he's a superb fighter, and for me it's my toughest test.
Was it important for you to get a fighter of his magnitude as your first title defence? We'll come on to Lawrence Okolie in a bit. If not him, many people thought it would be, but you want to keep that ball rolling with the toughest fighters.
Yeah, for sure. You're world champion, so there's no easy fights when you're a world champion. So I've been linked with Masternak for a few years. Earlier down the line, always knew how tough he was, and here we are. And I thought there was always a possibility of me fighting him at some point during my career, because he keeps himself in fantastic shape, and he's such a skilled and highly skilled boxer. So I think, it's good to have that sort of fight for a first defence, and one I can get bang up for.
Style-wise, is it a tougher fight than the Okolie fight?
Yeah, I genuinely think it's my hardest fight to date. I think he does everything so much better. He doesn't have any glaring weaknesses, and that's always a concern from my team side, because where you have to find those holes and you have to focus on what I do really well, but at the same time be wary of what he does. Whereas with Lawrence, we knew Lawrence inside out, so there was a game plan, and plan A worked. So with Mateus, we're going to need plan A isn't going to be plan A. It's not going to be one thing you're doing. It's going to have about 6 plans in one plan. So I think that's what you've got to have for him.
Many people were expecting the Okolie rematch. Why did that not take place next, and will it take place next year?
I don't know why it didn't take place next. That's not me to decide. But yeah, I've contracted to fight Lawrence.
That being said, it was mentioned the big domestic fights, that being one of them, and unifications. I spoke to you straight after the Jordan Thompson-Opetaia fight. That's the fight you want by the end of next year, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean, huge fight. I want to unify. And Jai is a superb fighter, put on a fantastic performance last time out. And I think with the next couple of fights, win them, and he does his business, I think that builds into an even bigger fight, and be a fantastic spectacle for the sport. And I think it'll be, our division's really exciting. I think the cruiserweights, when you think about it, the cruiserweights now are the heavyweights back in the day, because they're the same weight. Muhammad Ali boxed probably maybe lighter than what I got in the ring at, and they were fantastic fights. So it's such an exciting division to be a part of, and we can just have all these huge fights, and we're all willing to fight each other, which is great.
Throughout your career, you've obviously never shied away from the toughest task. Do you genuinely believe that would be number 1 versus number 2, winner takes all, really?
Yeah, I think so at the moment. Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair enough to say. I think we're the top 2 in the division, and it'd be a fantastic fight.
It was mentioned in the press conference, the reasonings behind the fight taking place on a Sunday, making sure that all the Bournemouth fans are there to fill up the BIC. Just how important is it to have those fans behind you, cheering you on, and just having that final piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, they're fantastic. Got into sport because of atmosphere. The atmosphere they create is phenomenal, as we've seen in my last 3 fights. And and it's important for them to have the opportunity. Important for me to have them there. Important for Sky and boxers to have that atmosphere on the TV as well. So hugely important. We couldn't have them going away to Manchester on a Saturday, then me fighting in Bournemouth on a Saturday night. It wouldn't work. So it's great that the it's best for everyone, and everyone's happy with it being on a Sunday.
Bournemouth's second year back in the Prem. You obviously won your world title at that stadium. Can you feel a real rise of sport in Bournemouth at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. I think the town's really, boxing's been growing there for a while, and I think I'm just the first one to sort of go and the first of many. I think the town as a whole has got a huge amount of amateur clubs now, having success in national titles and at the grassroots of it, so it's exciting. The football team and the club are obviously building, and they've got obviously American owners that want to build the club really well. You've got Georgia Hall, who's the golfer. She's doing really well. She's one of the leading female golfers in the world, and there's a real buzz about the town, so it's nice.
Just final one prediction: what happens when you get in the ring with Masternak on December 10th?
A fantastic fight, and hopefully I can, for me, put on a fantastic performance and make a statement.
Be there more exciting fight than the Okolie fight?
That's guaranteed.
Excellent, Chris. Thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV, and best of luck on December 10th.
Thank you
very much. Cheers, mate.